Would you turn to page 6 of that application? And we're talking about the narrative of the application at this point. And I'd like to ask you some questions about the project area. If you look down towards the bottom of that page, you'll see a paragraph number 2 entitled Area of All Owned and Leased Properties. You see that?
Yes.
All right, so in the first sentence of that paragraph, it states that the project is approximately 24,000 acres in size. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And approximately 19,000 acres of that are owned or under lease by Republic Wind. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Now, do you have the application amendment of June 28, 2019 in front of you? Just let me know when you found it.
Mr. Van Clay, I don't have a printed copy. Do you know which section you're looking at?
This would
Just
be,
remind.
it should be Company Exhibit 1E, according to his testimony. That's how it's marked.
So that can be helpful as we're looking for this document. Where in my testimony are we referring to?
Where you marked all of the exhibit numbers in the beginning of your testimony.
Do you have that page or section?
I'll get it for you.
It's on page 7.
Yes, it's on page 7 of your testimony in answer 17. And you refer to it as Exhibit AA to the amended application, December 27, 2018, parens applicant Exhibit 1.
Okay, so you're referring to the December 27th, if not the June 28th?
No, it's the
Project
June
manifest.
28 update.
Okay.
Oh, it should be 1F then, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1F.
Your Honor, can we take a short break? Someone's supposed to be dropping off a document for us. I want to check and see if they are on their way. We had a couple documents that someone was bringing over. I want to check on the ETA of that.
Well, I can go on another topic for a while while they're waiting on that.
Would that be helpful?
That would be helpful.
Yeah, let's move on to another topic.
Redirecting your attention back to the amended application of December 2018. Why don't you now go to page 7 of that document.
Okay.
All right, and do you see table 3-1 there? Entitled Impact Assumptions?
Yes.
Okay. And that table includes a list of facility components, correct?
Yes.
All right. And the left column of that table lists all of the facility components for this project, correct?
That's correct.
And when you refer in, or when the application refers to components, that's what's meant by that term. That term includes the components that are listed in table 3-1.
I would imagine so, yes.
I see that there are some meteorological towers listed as components. Do you see that?
Yes.
And how many meteorological towers are presently constructed for Republic Wind, if any, in the project area?
To my knowledge, there are either 5 or 6 temporary meteorological towers that are in the project now. The meteorological towers referred to in the application are those that we seek to construct for the life of the project, which would be different from those that currently stand.
How tall are these towers?
The towers we currently have,
Yes.
the temporary towers that are currently installed, to my knowledge, all but one are 60 meters tall. 60 meters tall. And to my knowledge, we have one meteorological tower that is 100 meters tall.
And what is the difference between the temporary towers versus the permanent towers that you seek to install?
The temporary towers are those that help us, or help to guide facilities design in this stage of the process. We've had those on site within the project area for a number of years. The towers that we will install later, for which I'm not certain of those dimensions, those towers will be used to further help guide production of the project once it's in operation.
What's the purpose?
I have a quick question.
Oh,
What
sure.
is the general purpose of both the temporary and permanent towers? What are they used for?
So meteorological towers are used to gauge wind speed and direction, and we compile that data to produce information that's functional for us as far as producing power for these wind turbines.
Thank you.
And how many permanent towers are you planning to install?
I would refer to the application itself, the amendment there too, for a number of, specific number of permanent meteorological towers that we intend to install.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, I'll refer you to the application then. On the same page, look at footnote 3 to table 3-1. Do you see there where in the first sentence, that footnote, it says the facility will require up to 2 permanent meteorological towers?
The version at my disposal has the term 2 crossed, and that's replaced with 3.
Okay.
This would be the December filing.
Yeah, I'm looking at the December filing that came off the website, and it doesn't have that word crossed out.
Mr. Carr, I think he's referring to the sentence previous in that footnote, so that first sentence has 2.
I see. Okay.
Okay, I'm just trying to reconcile that sentence with the next one. In my copy, taken off the website, from the board's website, it says, this amended application seeks approval for 4 meteorological tower sites, however, only 3 will ultimately be constructed. Does the version you're looking at say the same thing?
Yes.
Okay. So how many are going to be constructed then permanently?
I would refer to later in this very same section. Now, although there may be some sort of discrepancy with that footnote, we have a description of major equipment on page 9. And this references up to 2 permanent meteorological towers. This is in section 2 on page 9. This appears to be the accurate figure.
So you think it's 2?
Yes.
Okay. Now, with regard to the temporary meteorological towers that are already in the project area, are those towers fastened to the ground by guy wires?
Yes. For those 60-meter towers installed meteorological towers, those are fixed with guy wires.
Okay. How is the 100-meter tower stabilized?
To my knowledge, that tower has a concrete foundation. I'm not sure of the dimensions of that, but it may also be fastened with guy wires. I'm not certain of the suspension there.
Okay. For the towers that are 60 meters tall, how many guy wires are supporting each one of them?
I don't have that figure offhand. However, guy wires are suspending the tower in 4 directions.
Okay. So at least 4 guy wires?
Certainly.
Now, on page 8 of the application, we have some turbine dimensions provided, correct?
That's correct.
And there are 3 turbine models listed there, correct?
Yes.
Are all 3 of those turbine models still under consideration for this project?
Yes.
Are there additional models that are now under consideration for this project that are not listed on table 3-2 on page 8 of the application?
Yes.
How many?
There would be 1 more turbine model not listed here, and various other capacities for these specific turbine models listed. The turbine model that does not appear here, but later in a modification, would be the V136 3.6 megawatt tower.
Is that a Vestas model?
Yes.
And that model is discussed as being eligible for the project in the amendment of June 29, I think it is, 2019.
That's correct.
Do you now have that amendment of June 2019 in front of you?
I believe what I have in front of me is the Exhibit 1E that we've been discussing previously.
Maybe 1F, I mean?
Give me just 1 minute.
Yeah.